Hi, it's Kylie Koo. Welcome to my studio. So yesterday I got some art done. I did the December challenge for the Art and Soul studio and I got it posted today. So I'll leave a link somewhere above should you want to check that out. And that was the first piece of art I'd got done in quite a few weeks just because of different things that's on the go. So I'd kind of got up today, knew I had the day to myself and thought, yeah, I'm going to do more. And then suddenly I just couldn't be bothered doing anything. Anyway, long story short, I watched a video by Crystal from Art It Out, and she had made a fat journal. I think she spells it P-H-A-T. And, you know, she was explaining she'd been in a bit of a funk and had seen somebody else make a journal like this and had just decided to do it. So I kind of followed through some of the video trail. There's a few people done these sort of journals. So as well as Crystal with Art It Out, there's also Let's Make a Mess Today, Liz Drake, and it kind of went all the way back to Tanjay Baxter, who had made a video on this, about 7 or 8 years ago. So I didn't manage to watch all of them. Some of the videos were quite long and, I didn't have the time to kind of sit and watch them all today. But anyway, by the end of it, I thought, I'm going to make one of these journals. It's not that I need another journal. I've got lots of journals started, half done and some still to be finished, and the last thing I need is another journal, but I just felt this was quite a good thing to work on today. So it's based on a composition book, and I have 4 composition books, 4 US composition books. My niece brought these back to me when she was on holiday in Florida, and that was a year past July, and these have just been like gold to me, so much so that I've been reluctant to use them because we really can't get them here. We can get a version of them, but they're very, very expensive. So I've got the 4 of these, 2 in that pattern, so the way my mind's working today, I'm going to use that one. But I just wanted to show for folks in the UK, this is a similar size book. Not terribly different, maybe ever so slightly smaller, certainly less pages. But I got this in Sainsbury's a couple of years ago. The more recent ones I've had from them, the pages aren't quite so thick. But I mean, you'll see here, I can't remember if I doubled these ones up. Yeah, I think I did. I've used others where I've not doubled them up, and actually they've been fine. They take the wet media okay. Not great, you'll get some wrinkling, but okay. But you know, that is an option for folks in the UK if you want to use those. I've pulled out a whole load of other things. One of the things or certainly that Crystal and others seem to use, was ribbons to help strengthen this by putting it through the journal, and I'll show you how I do that. So I pulled out this bag of ribbons, and again for folks in the UK, I got these in, it was either Poundland or Pound World or something like that, and it was just a mixed bag of ribbons, and you know, at the time I thought, I don't know if I'll use them, but I thought for the price, always useful to have on hand. I'm going to be gluing at some point, so I'll use glue stick, maybe Mod Podge I might put some napkins down in here. I've pulled out other bits and pieces I had lying around. These are some images that I printed off a while ago when I was doing some ATCs, an ATC challenge. Obviously I've just been doing practice stamping on that. I've got inks, and I'll show you how I'll use these all the way along. I've also got this recycled sari. So this I got it via Amazon, and it's a company called Heidi Feathers. So it's just one big long line, and I think I'll be able to separate this a bit. So I might use some of that along with some of the ribbons and other fibres. I've also got, I might use my mini jelly plate. I've also got various other papers. A lot of these were from what had been underneath my craft mat. So I think I can stick in some of these. I had stuck these away for a while. I'd been trying to do some tidying up for the holidays, but I've just dragged a whole load of stuff out again. I came across this envelope full of stuff. I have umpteen envelopes like this, so you know, I think it's about time I was using some of this. And I'm going to try, by and large, really just to use kind of scrap stuff in this, so it will be a bit like a kind of junk journal. I might, as a little luxury, use some of these papers. They are Japanese origami washi type papers. They're very thin. They did come all the way from Japan. Again, I ordered them through Amazon. They're quite nice. Again, it's one of these things that once I got them I thought, oh, they're too nice to use. Crazy. You know, why buy them and not use them? But yeah, it's different patterns. So I think some of these in there might be quite nice colours and patterns. So I might use a few of them as my kind of little luxury item. The way my brain is working today, I kind of want things to be neat and orderly, and that's the whole purpose of what this book is not about. That's a bit backside forward. You know, this is not about being neat and orderly, in other words. So, you know, I need to try and get over that today, and that's why I'm kind of quite excited to try and do this. So, I don't know if I'll remember all the steps in the right order. I think it's just do as you feel you want to with it. So I'm going to clear this off, and then I'll be back to do the first step. Okay, so what I'll probably do is say what I'm doing with each step, and then maybe put it on fast forward in places, and maybe because some steps will take quite a while, cut bits out. I mean, I think the whole idea, some people use these as their kind of planner, documenting life type thing, and others just seem to use them more as a kind of glue book. I think it's really anything, so it is a kind of anything goes book, and that's what I'm quite excited for with this. So the first thing Crystal did was to kind of find the middle and just sort of break the back of the spine. And there it is. So this is really just at this stage to get it to lie flat. Now what Crystal did was to put a piece of duct tape down this. I can't decide whether or not to. That seems pretty secure. It is bunching up a little bit. I think I'm going to leave it. I'm going to live dangerously today. So what we want to do now is to put in some ribbons or threads. So I'm going to take a piece of my sari just because I can. Oh, look at that, that's not very strong. Okay, I shall use that for other things, because it needs to be tied, and that clearly wasn't going to hold when I tie it. Okay, this looks nice and strong. Try and do different colours. Now you need to put in, I think it's about 5, well, as many as you want. I think Crystal said you put in 5 or 6, and I think others were talking kind of similar. Okay, the whole lot comes out, never mind. Little flower, don't know where that came from. The ribbon's probably not long enough. That one will be. It's too thick. That's too short. Okay, I'm going to have to be too red. That's okay. Might be a bit short. No, it should be okay. Right, what have we got? Okay, so all you do with this is you put it through the middle of the book, bring it up, and then basically tie it tightly. And the idea is that this will hold the pages to the cover. This stuff might be a little bit too thick, but yeah, as I say, let's live dangerously today. So all I'm doing is a kind of double knot. You can put bows in it if you want, but yeah, I'm anything for something straightforward today. Probably not as tight as it might be, but there again, as the book bulks up, it should hopefully be okay. So that's in the middle. I'm then going to find about a third. I'm going to divide this last section into 3, just roughly. So about there and there. Told you I'm in an orderly mood today, but so I'll put a yellow in there. I also just want to mark this. My ribbon's fallen off. And that one in there, and I'll now tie these. Let's see if this other bit of red ribbon is longer. That one's just a bit on the short side. Yeah, this one's better. Okay, so I'm just going to take this white one out of the centre. I think it's just a type of material it is. It's not going to hold as well as the others. I think it's just a finish that's on it, so it's making it difficult to, you know, the knot's kind of slipping out. So I'll take that out and I'll just put another yellow one in. If it comes to it, I'll put a little bubble of glue on them. That certainly feels better. And just make it a little bit shorter. Okay, so everything was slipping on the floor there, but there we have the basic ribbons and ties in place. And hopefully they will hold it securely as things go in. So that's step 1. Step 2, now I'm definitely going to have problems with these. I'm going to have to, it is the finish on them, so I might just have to put some more ribbons in, but I can come back and redo that. Step 2 is to crinkle the pages. Really just kind of letting things go, so you know, you can do a few at a time. This will be hard for some people, you know. People, you know, sometimes like things to be neat and pristine, so, but here we go. I'm just going to go for it. Seeing this reminded me a little bit of Shannon Green's Journaling by 5. I'm sure she did that. Now one of the things you can do, if you'd rather, is just put, you know, any old papers, scrapbooking papers, that type of thing on. You can still do it after they're crinkled, but there we go. Don't know if you can hear the horses in the background every so often. Not my horses, but they're very vocal today. And immediately you can see that the book is starting to fatten up, and that's without anything else being in it. And I mean, that's the whole point of this, that you're creating something that's kind of big and bulky, and we take pleasure in that very fact. So, I'm going to switch off for a second, have a think about these ribbons before I go any further, because I think they are going to annoy me if they're going to slip. Right, back in a minute. So I switched one of them out for this blue ribbon. I've got kind of an abundance of red now, but that doesn't matter. I may still switch this out, but it's not slipping for the time being, so that's fine. So the next thing is to start to decorate these pages, and you can crinkle them up more if you want. The more crinkles sometimes, the better the effect of it. And if the tear, doesn't matter at all. So what I'm going to do next is to take some ink pads, and all I'm going to do with the ink pads is to go through the book in different places. Some of these are quite old, so I don't know how good they'll be, but just start to run it over the pages. And you'll see, doing it that way, you get the effect of the crinkles, because that just hits the kind of high spots. This pad is just about done, but it's actually quite a good way to use up old pads. So I'll put the next bit on fast forward, and you can see me just going through the book. Okay, that's messy, but it's fun, but that really helps to break the kind of blank page. Some of these will not be permanent. You know, these distress inks are not permanent, I don't think, so if they get wet they might come off a bit, but that's okay. But you can see it picks up the lines from the crinkled paper. not done it on every page. I really just wanted to just have that kind of play about. So the next thing, and again I'm just kind of following suit from what others have done, and I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of that, but that's to start to, if you want, put some edges on pages. So washi tape, or you can glue some papers on, different ways to do it. You don't have to do that. So yeah, I'm going to put some washi tape just down some of them just to get it started. So I didn't do that so good. I meant for that to be in a position that I could turn it over and fold it over, so that the thicker washi tapes are better for that kind of thing, but you know, you work with what you've got. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just folding it into place here, and all I'll do now is put one onto this side, and that will even it up. So you can kind of see how that's working. I think thicker washi tape's definitely a bit better than the thinner ones, just because it makes it easier to go round, but you know, you can do it with thin ones anyway. So I'm not going to sit and do the rest just now, but that just gives you a kind of idea of the way that I'm approaching it. Okay, just hoping I didn't lose anything there, because my camera started flashing at me that the battery was flat. I thought I'd plugged it in, I hadn't. I'm having one of those days. I'm all fingers and thumbs. I'm forgetting to plug things in and whatnot, but never mind. Next stage, I'm going to take some of those papers, the kind of origami ones maybe, and also just some of the napkins and little bits and pieces, and just start to glue them in, just randomly. And again, we'll just see where it takes us. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day as far as this video goes. I've made a start on this. I'm quite happy with it. I like the ribbons. I might put some beads or charms on this. I shall see. It's starting to get chunky, so I'm liking that. And certainly started to break the back of a few pages. I dragged out a whole load of other stuff, but I'm starting to lose light here in the studio and I need to pull out other lights to set them up. So, and this video is probably getting quite long, so probably best that I just call it a day there. Some of the background, you know, it's quite in your face, it's kind of funky with the different colours, but some of that will be covered and go into the background. I think I'm planning to use this as a kind of, I don't know, a glue type book, just anything and everything. If I've not got a home for something, I might just stick it down and into this book. So yeah, I might do some pages on film. If you'd like to see that, please do let me know. And it's going to take a while to fill this, but I think it's going to be quite fun. Chunky Funky. I might just call it that, my Chunky Funky Junk Journal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a try. It's a good way if you are feeling in a bit of kind of don't know what to do today, then just starting something like that. It's quite fun. Not having any real expectations of it, not setting out to do anything in particular, just getting some colour and whatnot down. When you do start to glue up to the edges of things, that obviously helps strengthen it as well. So lots of different things that can be done, really. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and yeah, thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.